Last year, a 73-year-old woman from Kentucky handed me a manuscript, and I haven't bought a single bottle of cough syrup since. I'm going to tell you what was in that manuscript in a second. But first, I need to ask you something that's going to bother you. How much did you spend at the pharmacy last month? Don't guess. Think about it. The Tylenol, the Tums, the sleep gummies that don't really work, the cough drops, the allergy pills that dry out your mouth, maybe a $14 bottle of elderberry syrup from Whole Foods that lasted a week. $30? $50? More. Now let me ask you a worse question. Did any of it actually fix the problem? Because here's what nobody tells you about over-the-counter medicine. It doesn't fix anything. It masks, it covers, it numbs the symptom long enough for you to forget you had it, until it comes back tomorrow, and the next day, and the next month. And next year you're still buying the same bottle for the same problem, and nobody thinks that's strange. But someone did think it was strange. Her name is Ruth Ashbury. She's 73 years old. She lives in a hollow in eastern Kentucky where her family has been for 5 generations. And for the last 60 years, people have driven from 3 counties away to sit at her kitchen table and walk out with a jar of something that actually worked. Not a pill, not a capsule, a jar. Elderberry syrup she made from berries that cost her pennies. Chamomile tea blends that put insomniacs to sleep without the hangover. A 2-ingredient stomach remedy that settles acid reflux in 15 minutes. 2 ingredients you already have in your kitchen right now. She never wrote any of it down. Her grandmother taught her mother. Her mother taught her. Everything lived in her head and in her hands, until she realized something that scared her. Nobody was coming to learn. Her neighbors still came when they were sick. But nobody came to watch. Nobody came to write it down. Nobody was standing in the garden asking, "Which one is that? What does it do? How do I make it?" 3 generations of knowledge, real, tested, working knowledge, was about to disappear. Not because it stopped working, because nobody thought to ask for it before it was too late. So Ruth did something she never planned to do. She wrote it all down. The Rustic's Remedy. 97 remedies. 9 chapters. Everything from colds and flu to joint pain, sleep problems, digestive issues, anxiety, skin healing, immune support, and chronic fatigue. Not theory. Not wellness content. Actual recipes. Exact ingredients. Exact measurements. Step-by-step instructions written so plainly that if you can follow a recipe for cornbread, you can make every single remedy in this book. And here's the part that made me stop and reread the table of contents 3 times. There's a golden milk recipe on page, I won't even tell you the page, that targets inflammation the same way ibuprofen does, except it doesn't destroy your stomach lining, and it costs about 11 cents a cup. There's a tincture for anxiety that herbalists say works through the same brain receptors as Valium. No prescription, no dependency, no side effects. 4 herbs in a mason jar. There's a salve made from 3 plants, calendula, plantain, and comfrey, that a clinical study showed healed wounds nearly 50% faster than leaving them untreated. There's a garlic protocol so simple it's almost insulting. 1 clove a day and raw honey. Studies showed it reduced cold frequency by over 60%. There's a chapter on sleep that doesn't just give you a tea recipe and wish you luck. It gives you a 30-day protocol, morning, afternoon, evening, bedtime, that systematically retrains your nervous system to shut down at night. The kind of thing a sleep clinic would charge you 4 figures for. Ruth gives it to you between 2 paragraphs about her grandmother, and the whole thing, all 97 remedies, costs less than 1 trip to CVS. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking this sounds like one of those throw away your pills books written by someone who thinks essential oils cure cancer. It's not. Ruth says it herself in the introduction and in every single chapter. Go to your doctor when you need a doctor. If you're having a heart attack, don't brew tea. If your kid breaks an arm, go to the emergency room. She's not anti-medicine. Her husband's life was saved by a surgeon. What she's against is the idea that the pharmacy is the only option for every problem, that a headache always needs a pill, that a cold always needs a drug, that sleep always needs a supplement with 30 unpronounceable ingredients on the label. Most of what goes wrong in an ordinary life can be handled in an ordinary kitchen. That's not her opinion. That's 3 generations of proof. The Rustic's Remedy by Ruth Ashbury. The link is in the description. It's a digital download. You'll have it on your screen in 60 seconds. And 6 months from now, when your kid gets a cough and you walk to the pantry instead of the pharmacy, when your joints ache and you reach for the jar on the windowsill instead of the bottle in the medicine cabinet, you'll understand why people drove from 3 counties away to sit at Ruth's kitchen table. Because some things just work. They always have. Link in description.